Hi there. I'm wanting to talk about my artwork that I've been creating in the last year and a half to 2 years. I've produced a body of work that's probably enough for a solo exhibition, but for different reasons I'm not having an exhibition this year. The last one I had was in 2021. I'm always trying to find ways to loosen up in my artwork and kind of get that inner critic off my back. I find that when posting artwork and when you're sharing artwork, you can often get just derailed by your inner critic, and that shuts down any creativity and artistic expression because you're more worried about how your work's going to appear to other people than just really just letting it flow from within. Any form of art, visual art, it's very vulnerable and it touches on both personal experience and human experience in general. So I think that that's why it's so powerful, and that's why it's really important to try to be true to that authenticity and that sense of being real and unedited, I guess, but yet still having the freedom, the sense of freedom and agency to put it out in the world as well. This year in particular, I've taken the pressure off myself to have solo exhibition, taken pressure off myself to go into art competitions and art prizes. And I've, at the same time, concurrently to this, I've also made a big commitment to a contemplative prayer practice, which is similar to, I guess, just silent meditation type thing. And that's that sort of bled into the way I make art. I've really, particularly the subject matter, because I'm a big sketchbook user. I always have my sketchbook handy, and it means that I've just been drawing from inspiration around me, like literally in my backyard, on my walks, my pets, my flowers, my furniture, my house, everything, my world kind of a thing. So that's been fun because I've also not wanted to be particularly representational with it, and the way I've done that is I've been able to really appreciate the wonkiness and the childlikeness that comes with just making lines and using a lot of textures and loading my canvases with paper and mixed media. So I've kind of been rediscovering a lot of materials, like particularly oil pastels and textures. I use a lot of textures and things like that, markers, the fancy ones in my sketchbooks, and they've been just wonderful. They lay a great foundation of colour, and you've been using very, very sort of opaque acrylic paints as well. So that's been a lot of fun, and I think that when you create texture using different things like even leaves and papers or whatever, it forces you to not be so fussy and perfectionistic. It's very hard to paint this polished kind of painting when you've got a rough texture to work with. So that's been a way of getting around that, my inner perfectionist as well. So actually we'll show you up close a painting just to show you some of the textures that I've been using. So this is a smaller one, and you can see, if you look really close, I've used the back of my brush to kind of make marks, and there's a lot of paper that's gone on there, and you can see the oil pastel marking as well in there. And yeah, if you sort of see it on an angle, you can see that there's been, I think I used tissue paper a little bit on that one. These smaller works have sold quite well actually because of their size, and yeah, they've been great because I really, it's a lovely size to just work on your table, especially in winter when you don't want to go outside and work on something massive and huge. This is a larger one. There's quite a bit of texture going on there, and mostly in the way of papers, you can see. Just want to show you some of my latest artwork, recent paintings.